How's it going, guys? We're here with the boy. He's going to be doing a deck profile on Exorsister. He's been doing pretty well at the local scene. He's been topping pretty much anytime he's entered. This week, not so much, but...
yeah, last 2 weeks I've been bad. But the weeks before that, undefeated.
Yeah,
For what, like 2 months in a row?
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's get started. So Exorsister's got really good when they released Martha. Martha's a fun card. She really makes the deck tick. She's the main engine card. One Martha is pretty much full combo as long as you have like something in your hand.
Yeah.
So she's really good. She special summons our next card, Elise, from the deck. If you think of it like this, she's like mother. This is like daughter.
Alright.
Because it makes sense. Elise is special summons from hand. Although, all the while, every single one of these cards can exceed summon if your opponent touches their graveyard and moves a card out of it.
Do you see that your opponents are more likely to avoid their graveyard once they see the monsters on the field, or do you get it off a lot?
Depends on the deck. The way that I built my deck is just pure tier element kill you.
Okay.
This is tier element hate, and then rogue usually gets me. But yeah, on tier element, I'll always see it. On other decks, it keeps them from touching their graveyard.
Okay.
Next is the second sister, which is Stella. Stella pairs with Elise. Elise pairs with Martha. She can special summon a Exorsister from the hand. You gain life points if the right name is on board.
Yeah.
The next one we only play 2 of is Sophia. Sophia is a draw. When you have an Exorsister on the field, you draw. You gain life points if Irene is there.
Okay.
And Irene, she's a looter. So you draw 1, put 1 back.
Okay.
But it has to be an Exorsister. These 2 are the weakest. This is your bread and butter up here.
So you wouldn't want to change the Irene or the Sophia?
You don't change. I mean, you can run 3 Sophia because she's a draw, but you need to run at least 1 Irene because I would cut her completely.
Okay.
But you have to run at least 1 for one of the trap cards. And Sophia, since these are normal summons, they don't do any sort of specialing.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're bricks, but you don't want to see both of them at the same time.
Alright.
So that's it for the Exo-Sisters. Now we play the Bestial engine. 3 Magnemute and a Druid Worm.
Okay.
What makes Exo-Sisters really good is they banish everything. So these are DD Crows with wings.
Okay.
So Magnemute searches Druid Worm, and when Druid Worm is spent, you Magnemute, get Druid Worm. When Druid Worm is spent, you get 4 banishes, or fucking a lot, actually.
Would you run any of the other Bestial cards, or just these 4 friend?
I would probably run another Druid Worm if I can find space.
Okay.
But probably not. You wouldn't run any of the others. You're not really looking for them. You just treat them as if they're a DD Crow.
Okay.
Next is the infamous tier element killer hand trap D-shifter.
Does that actually help you in a lot of other matchups, or just like primarily the terror element?
It helps in every matchup that you can drop, except for I don't know, Goatees running around here, and like Fluunderies.
Yeah, Fluunderies, that just helps them, yeah.
So every other matchup, this usually works.
Okay.
And then lastly, which I'm seriously thinking about cutting too, is Ash. Ash isn't doing much in this meta.
Now, do you have an idea of what you would replace it with, or not yet?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So spells, we have our Rhoda. This is a little more complicated than Rhoda. You pay 800, you get to search for an Exo card and add it to your hand. Or, if you have corresponding Exo-Sister on the field or in the graveyard, you can special summon her. So it's a Rhoda, but a little bit more. This is a tech that I use. It's popular, it's not popular, it just really depends. Capper Divum. 3 effects, Prohibition, can't touch my Exo-Sisters with monsters from the graveyard, and it's a spell trap removal. So when they attack, you just get to pop a spell trap.
Is it perfect at 1, or would you consider doing 2?
It's searchable and it's perfect at 1, and most of the time it does nothing, but if you know what you're playing against, depending on how your chain links resolve, you can call the key card with the Prohibition effect to completely negate it. So it's situational, really. So we play Terraforming, which means everybody's favorite, mine. And one
and then one
Necro Valley.
Necro Valley.
So mine is mine. We know why mine. I don't
Yeah.
abuse mine, but I use mine to just, like a Max C.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sit on it a couple of turns and then decide if I want to play.
Okay.
Also, you can call mine with Capra Divum
Oh, wow.
to negate it for your turn when you exceed summon and then
Okay.
be able to play. So
That's cool.
It's kind of stupid. Again, tier element muster, but this also works against other decks too.
Yeah.
This card used to break the bank, but it doesn't anymore, but we have Prosperity.
Oh, yeah.
Our extra deck is kind of tight except for like 6 spots,
Mm-hmm.
but so it's just good to see because you want to get into Martha.
Okay. Have you ever activated it and had to banish stuff that really messed you over?
No.
No? Okay.
The 6 cards in there are great,
Yeah.
but I never go into them. They are great cards, they just don't go into them. So the spell trap, or the trap cards are really good. So this is its power trap, I would say. You are usually searching this with Michaelis.
Okay.
You pay 800 as long as you have an Exorsister and banish a card.
Okay.
And then at resolution, depending on the game state, you can either non-target banish another card, or you can immediately exceed summon into another Exorsister, as long as you have the right materials, which pairs well with Vandus. Vandus, you pay 800 and you special summon 2 Exorcisters that mention each other.
Yeah.
So you would go like, they would go like Chainlink 1, you would go Chainlink 2 Returnia, Chainlink 3 Vandus, special summon the 2, Returnia will banish and then exceed summon into the Exorsister you're looking for.
Okay.
Or if you've already exceed summoned that turn, it's another banish. And then we play 3 Imperm. Imperm's good, you hit key cards. Set it, and watch them mess up on zones.
I did that last week. I activated Branded Fusion and Branded and Red in the same zone.
So we got extra deck. Like I said, this is pretty much standard amongst the Exorsister community now.
Okay.
But their boss monster is Magnifica.
Yeah.
And magnificent she is. She has 3 effects.
Yeah.
She can attack twice. She can quick effect, detach to banish. And if your opponent activates a card effect, you can quick effect, tag out into one of the Exorcisters that is underneath her. She's a rank up, but she takes 2 rank 4 Exorcisters to make. Fun fact, they would Chainlink 1 activate a card. You Chainlink 2 to tag out, Chainlink 3 to banish.
Okay.
So when Chain resolves, you banish, and then you tag out, and then you would most likely
Get
go into
another banish.
Michaelis, and then you get another banish.
Nice.
And because you exceed summoned by tagging out, that makes the second effect to banish again of Returning.
Oh, wow. So 3. Have you gotten the 3 banishes off?
I've gotten 3 banishes, and then some.
Okay.
So next is going to be Michaelis. She is your main form of removal, but she also searches a spell trap.
Okay.
She can only banish on the turn she's exceed summoned,
yeah.
but her detach to search is every turn.
Okay.
We got Caspita. When she's summoned, you can't special summon from the graveyard, both players.
Yeah.
And then she's a monster search. This one's my favorite. I just love the way she works.
Oh, yeah. That already is pretty good.
She is a turn she's summoned a quick effect negate,
Yeah.
and then she's a detach to increase your exceed monsters for the turn, not the ones currently, but
Yeah.
just that turn by 800.
Okay.
And then we have Asophiel. Asophiel is the tier element hater.
Okay.
When she's exceed summoned that turn, you can't activate effects in the graveyard, and then she is a quick effect compulse.
Okay.
Now the 6 cards that we usually prosperity, we have Lila, Celine, access code.
Okay.
If you're playing against lights and you just have to go into access, this works. Then we have Babushka, just in case. Cowboy for time.
Have you ever gotten Cowboy off for
Never.
ever? Okay.
Never use these cards, ever. And then
The
if you're
Zeus.
playing a good exceed deck, you gotta play Zeus.
How many times do you get Zeus off? Never.
Never.
Okay. So those are just primarily just for the banish?
These are great cards.
Yeah.
And I'm sure someone has used them somewhere.
Yeah.
I have never. Like I said, like for 2 months, besides these last 2 weeks, I've gone undefeated.
Yeah.
Give or take maybe 1 or 2 weeks with this deck. The side deck changes always. I've been experimenting with them, so maybe this is why I lose. But Dark Ruler, that's a good one. You have your Spell Trap removal. I only play the 3-twister and the Harpies. I usually replace Ash with Droll because Droll actually fucks some decks over.
Yeah.
Called by, because it's called by. I do play trap cards, so if I'm going first, hey, Metaverse. This won me a fun game against Tier Element today. I don't recommend keeping it in. It was fun. We got to Chain Link 5, end phase happened, the chain resolved, we were in end phase, he touched his cards, I Exceed summoned, and then I just got to pop, and just go off.
Oh yeah, any other suggestions or comments?
It's a really fun deck out of all the decks that I play, because I primarily play Exceed decks. This has been the funnest that I've played in a very long time, and I played Phantom Knights, and that's basically my favorite deck.
Alright, yeah. Well, thank you for the deck profile. Until next time.
No
See you
problem.
guys later.